So you're here with Scott Helmers with the Harvard Consulting Group here at the Microsoft Ignite 2025 New York City chapter. We were here at a session that Scott presented about using Microsoft Power BI in tandem with Visio. And that was a very novel concept for us. And some of the capabilities that he demonstrated today was eye-opening for a lot of us here at the room. So I wanted to hear from him, hear from the horse's mouth, as they say, and understand a little bit more about some of the possibilities with Visio and Power BI and what lays ahead in terms of technological advancements and so on. Scott, can you introduce yourself, talk to us about...
Absolutely, I'd be happy to do so. So my company, Harvard Computing Group, is about 30 years old. My then business partner, Mike, started the company. I joined him about a year later. We are primarily business process consultants. So we do a lot of work with clients who need to figure out how to map their current processes and also help design future state processes when they want to improve and do things better. Along the way, we developed a fair amount of expertise in Microsoft Visio because we decided to build a new way, a better way, a data-rich way to create process maps that had a lot more in them than just text on boxes, which is typical for most flowcharts and swim lane diagrams. That led to me learning a fair amount about Visio, and I've been an MVP for Visio since 2008, and that exposed me to the technical community around Visio, and that's where most of my Visio knowledge comes from. The data aspects of Visio are one of its least known capabilities, and really its superpower. I mean, for me, the fact that I can take a diagram and add data values to the shapes in the diagram, doesn't matter what it is. It could be a flowchart, could be a swim lane diagram, could be anything that you can draw in Visio. There can be data associated with the shapes in the diagram. In our case, we started mostly with process maps, but what you saw me demonstrate a couple of hours ago was things like floor plans and organization charts and network diagrams, rack diagrams, all illuminated with data from operational data from wherever it happens to live. So the notion of being able to light up a Visio diagram based on underlying data is in itself pretty powerful. Having shapes turn colors automatically when data values change. I didn't show this, but having icons appear and disappear based on data values. All that's magic, and it's built into Visio, and actually has been since 2007. It's not a new capability. That's what's kind of amazing.
We would not know if you didn't tell us. And I'll say this, we are a data-first company. So we think about all of these solutions data first. So some of the questions that you came upon in your session was all of these people that were thinking, okay, I store my data here inside of Azure's data warehousing capabilities, inside of Fabric's data warehousing capabilities. How do you see Power BI, Visio, and these data systems inside of Azure Fabric play off of each other?
Well, Visio by itself is what I was talking about up to this moment, and it has a reasonable range of data sources that you can connect to directly from Visio. But Power BI introduces a whole different level of data connectivity. As you know, there are hundreds of connectors in Power BI to different types of data, different data sources. The magic of combining the two originated, it was pre-pandemic, so 7 or 8 years ago now, when Microsoft introduced something called the Visio Visual for Power BI. Just like all the other visuals for bar charts and pie charts and cards and sundry other things that you can put onto a Visio, into a Power BI report, now the Visio Visual allows you to place a Visio diagram in amongst all those controls. And it is, if each shape in the Visio diagram has a unique ID, a room number in a floor plan, an employee number in an org chart, if that data field matches the matching unique ID in the data source, then Power BI does the rest. It's really pretty cool.
Absolutely. So from my perspective, I'll talk about what I learned. So if you have all of these different dimensions and you're thinking about complex visualizations, but unfortunately you all have to kind of bring it together in one picture, drill through them, have hierarchies set up, it's left to the mind for the imagination of how that visualization can happen. But people probably are not looking at Visio as as a tool in this toolkit that can bring it all together along with Power BI. So it was fascinating to hear that.
Yeah, good. I'm glad you heard that message, because that was a big part of what I was talking about. For me, the biggest value is that the Visio diagram adds visual context to everything else in the Power BI report. You can have all the filters and slicers and bar charts and all those other good things. They're all interacting with each other when you select a chiclet slicer or you select something else. When you drop the Visio diagram in, you now have a picture of whatever the surrounding environment is to which the data relates. So it means that I can click on one room in a floor plan in the Visio diagram inside the Power BI report, and everything around it filters. Or I can do the opposite, and this is part of what you saw me do, choose an issue type, and because I'm looking at issues that apply to different rooms in a hotel, select the issue type, and the floor plan filters automatically, and rooms light up in different colors depending on what I've asked to see.
That's fantastic.
It's that visual context.
It is. I also think I learned something extra today. Chiclet slice. I've never heard of that before. I'll remember that. I don't know if it's an official term, but I'll remember that. I might use it somewhere else.
That is the name.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you go into Power BI and you look for, click the ellipsis for more visualizations, more visuals, and then in the search type chiclet, it'll pop right up.
Very interesting. Okay, I'm learning something.
It's a very handy one.
So let me ask you this: where do you see this in this today's world of AI? We're talking about agentic AI models, building applications, just through an interface, a Copilot Studio type interface,
right,
and whatnot. Now, can you tell us about how that affects visualizations of like how you showed us today?
Mm-hmm.
Is that going to change? Is that do you feel a change coming there?
I think my answer is in two parts.
Yeah.
The Visio side is unfortunately very easy to answer, and that is that there is no Copilot for Visio yet. It hasn't been one announced.
Sure.
So in terms of creating the Visio diagrams, you're still left with the traditional means for doing so. Drag and drop, writing code to automate the creation of the diagram.
Right.
That's been possible forever.
Right.
But having an AI assist to create a diagram in Visio doesn't exist yet. On the Power BI side, I have a lot less expertise with Power BI than with Visio, but I do know that Copilot, for example, is very heavily integrated in Power BI. There are many things you can do to automate creation of Power BI reports, and on the back end, once you have a Power BI report, you can have agents that are watching data values and noticing thresholds that get crossed, noticing that such and such has happened, and then firing off a flow to send messages or issue alerts or do other things that are necessary to help remediate an issue if it's a problem that's arisen.
Yeah,
so there's a lot of Copilot and AI capability in the Power BI world.
Right. And so the reason why I asked that question is there is this tendency to think of everything like, okay, here's my magic bullet. What can I do to get my visualizations right now?
Yeah.
And that's where we come in. Prism Analytics has been in the field of data management for quite a while. In spite of everything that you can do with the help of a Copilot, the data still has to be foundationally strong.
Yes.
Which means in the case that you showed, the hierarchical relationships, if they are not true, the floor plan, the room to the floor, to the hotel, to the resort, all of those things.
Yeah.
If those relationships don't hold true, you can generate none of that. Not just you, even with AI.
Yeah.
That was the kind of the point.
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, most of the time when I do a presentation like this, the bullet at the top of the slide is analyze the data, understand the data.
Yeah.
You have to start with the data. And once you understand your data, then you have a reasonable chance at being able to visualize it in a reasonable and useful way.
Yeah.
And whether that's in Visio or in Power BI or in that magic combination of the two, you're right, it all starts with the data.
Absolutely. It's fantastic, for us to hear from you about
singing your song.
I think we're both singing in unison the way I think
I
about
think
it. This is really good. So let me ask you a question about not data, not AI, not fabric.
Okay.
Who's going to win the Super Bowl this year?
Oh, New England, obviously. We've got this magic kid who's doing wonderful things.
Of course.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is
8 in a row.
8 in a row, and you guys.
Staggering.
When a coach drafts a guy like him, he looks good for the next few years.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is really good. So here from New York City, Microsoft Ignite. Thank you, Scott. I appreciate your time.
You're
This is
welcome.
Fantastic.
Thank you. Thanks for asking the question.
Absolutely.